with a national alliance against pornography. So that should actually go some way. And then after that, we're asking for a national register on all sex offenders.
Mega Magic Bricks now exclusive and Impact Union Women and Child Development Minister Maneka Gandhi tells us the centre is working on a public national database of sex offenders. This comes after we've been relentlessly demanding that public database here on Magic Bricks Now. In Mumbai, another RTI activist is attacked in broad daylight for questioning irregularities in a redevelopment project. The attack has been, in fact, caught on camera.
Game, it has to be continued. We are for it.
After Tamil Nadu's Makkal movement success in Karnataka, the Chief Minister mulls an ordinance route for the Kambala sport, the traditional buffalo racing sport in Karnataka. In an unfortunate turn of events, Shah Rukh Khan's Rai's promotion turns fatal. A stampede at Vadodara railway station kills one person. RTI activists often take on a great risk when they attempt to fight against injustice on behalf of society. After Bhupendra Veera was shot point blank in his own living room as he was watching television, another RTI activist has paid the price of raising questions against the housing mafia in Mumbai. 38-year-old Muhammad Ali Ansari was attacked by two goons wielding a knife and a stick on Monday in the Juhu area of Mumbai. That attack was in fact caught on camera. Ansari has been fighting against irregularities in the proposed redevelopment of the Juhu Azad Nagar society. He had filed a series of RTI questions regarding the same matter. However, all letters written by him to the BMC and other civic authorities went unanswered. Shockingly, this is the third attack on Ansari in the past 1 month. And instead of giving him protection, when he asked for protection, the police asked him, "Pay us money and then we'll protect you." This level of corruption is disheartening, where neither the BMC nor the police did anything to help this man. Disha Shah has this report.
Another RTI activist named Muhammad Ali Ansari was attacked in Mumbai. The reason just for raising his voice against the illegal encroachments and structures here in Juhu locality in Mumbai. And when we spoke to him, what he told us is that this, of course, has been happening with him for the past 5 years, ever since he has been filing RTI applications in the BMC and writing complaint letters to the SRA to demolish these illegal structures here in Juhu. Has been receiving multiple threat calls, and he had also approached the Juhu police station for protection, but the police failed to provide him or either his family any sort of protection. And this is what has happened to him. He was attacked by 5 local goons, and amongst the 5, one has already been arrested by the Juhu police station, and he is in the police custody at this point. And we spoke to the police officials. What he told us is that they are on a lookout for other 4 people involved in this matter, and they have also got hold of the CCTV footage. And coming back to this case, what the RTI activist also told us is that he has also filed a writ petition in the High Court, and the next hearing will take place on 16th Feb 2017. So we, on our channel, we will continue to track this case. This is Disha Shah from Magic Bricks Now. How long have you been complaining with regards to this illegal structures, and what is the kind of response that you have got from all the government bodies?
It's almost 5 years now that I'm fighting for this illegal constructions and all. It's not the one for Bhupendra Veera. There are many other incidents also in Mumbai and in other parts of India.
What about this illegal structure in Juhu per se?
Yeah, there are many things which are very many irregularities in my building. You know, they haven't left the space which has to be kept in the side and all. Plus, there are 2 illegal floors constructed on the terrace, and plus nursing home is there, which was being allotted by the SRA, but they haven't built nursing home. Instead of that, they have built a big builder's office in the name of Aman Groups. Okay, and plus the Balwadi Welfare Center which are the basic necessities for the tenants. There are 125 tenants in that, and they are deprived from that. Chairman, what he had did, he had constructed into 2 flats, and it is been allotted to different person. Means there is no balwadi, no welfare centers, and other 3 terraces were also there. 3 terraces are there. On that 3 terraces also flats have been build up.
What about the police security? Because we know for the fact that you had also asked police for security. So, and just let us, tell us what the attack was all about. How were you attacked, and who are those goons?
I was coming from Azad Lane, around 1 o'clock. So suddenly the car, a Baleno car, the number is MS02EE0799. Okay, suddenly it came from front. 3 people came out from that. One is having knife and the other one is having watchman, stick. The person behind me, he attacked me from the knife, which God saved me from that also. Then again the person who is from front, he blown the stick from front, so that I can fall down. But then also that also saved me. But once I get ahead, I lost my balance, and they were running from behind me. As the speed of the bike was not so, they pushed me and I fell down on the pavement. They started attacking me with the legs, hands and the knife. I got the knife attack on 3. My ears was being slashed, in half, and plus on my this also I got the stitches here, and from behind on shoulder also I got the stitches.
What exactly the response you've been getting from the BMC? Because we know for the fact that you have written to the BMC, you have also asked for police protection, so what is the kind of response that you were getting?
They are least bothered about our life, they are least bothered about RTI. They just think that they are just like a normal complainers who are professional complainers and who are just getting money from the officers and all, And police protections, they told that just go, you are filing RTI, you take your own protections, you can keep your private guards and all. And if you want police protection, then you have to pay 70,000 a month and all. Okay, I agree with them. It's not their fault also. How many people they will protect? They have other work also. Definitely I'll apply again for the protection, and plus I'll apply for the arms license also. So I have the right for my self-protection.
पहले एक बार पहले भी हो चुका है इन पे, जो अटैक हुआ था, तभी बहुत परेशान हो गई थी, रात भर सोई नहीं मैं। और फिर सेकंड टाइम जब फ़ोन आया तो मैं एकदम भागने लगी, जैसे हॉस्पिटल भागी कि उनको हुआ क्या है। डर ये है कि अभी सब आसपास के लोग जो बोल रहे हैं कि वापस से ये लोग अटैक कराएंगे, फिर से कराएंगे ये लोग, क्योंकि वो लोग बोलते हैं कि जो जूहू पुलिस स्टेशन है वो हमारे हाथ में है, ऐसा बोलते हैं वो लोग। तो हम लोग क्या करेंगे? अब मेरे को तो रोज़, मैं तो कहाँ उनको अकेला कहाँ भेज ही नहीं रही हूँ मैं।
This is the state of affairs for the people who take up society's problems and fight on our behalf. But moving on to Delhi, a mega magic bricks now impact the Gurgaon end of the Dwarka Expressway will become motorable by March. Huda, the Haryana Urban Development Authority, will also issue the final allotments to rehabilitate landowners early next month. And to further speed up work, the authority has asked developers of the area to construct the internal roads that will connect it to the expressway. In return, the Huda will waive development charges that builders will owe the government. Deepa Rana caught up with Huda Administrator Yashpal Yadav. Listen in.
Government of Haryana has taken a very bold decision and extended the final terms of settlement benefits to all of the oustees of NPR, and we are going for a draw either this month end or in the first week of Feb, and after that at least we can start working on it at Khedki-Dola side. So our plan is to connect it to NH8 in the month of March after settling the issues of oustees, which are possible now because of the decision taken by the government.
So you're also in touch with the Attorney General. Earlier also you had done allotments. What can we expect? When will the construction on the Gurgaon site begin for Dwarka Expressway?
In fact, we conducted 3 draws in the month of July and August, and we settled the claims of oustees. But then some oustees, they went to High Court, and due to some legal complication, we could not start the work. Now, when final terms of settlement has been extended to everybody, we are going for another draft loads, and I'm very hopeful that after settling all these issues, we may be able to start the work in the month of March itself.
So please explain us what is the process for cutting down on the EDC as well?
As I briefed you earlier, we have a cluster of sectors starting from this sector 68 up to 80. So these roads are to be laid. Now the builders are ready to construct these roads because they are having their projects on these particular roads, and without approach they are not able to sell their units. So now they are ready to construct or lay these roads out of the areas of EDC which they owe towards government. And we have a policy: if they construct the roads for us, we will adjust the money towards their EDC dues. So in this way we are going to make them lay the roads for sectors from starting from 68 to 80, and then again on northern side from 98 to 115, sorry. Since we are facing a lot of resource crunch, particularly the Huda, so Huda will get these road laid in this manner. So it will be a win-win situation for both the parties.
Certainly a win-win situation for the developers of Gurgaon as well as the Huda, as now the Huda has proposed that if the builders come ahead and they're going to construct a road, the Huda is going to adjust that with the EDC or the areas of the EDC which the builders have to pay to the Haryana Urban Development Authority. This is Deepa Rana for Magic Bricks Now in Gurgaon.
गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से ऑफर हुआ है कि अगर बिल्डर 24 मीटर 60 मीटर और सेक्टर रोड बनाता है तो हुडा जो है ईडीसी आईडीसी उनका माफ़ कर देगी और उनको बोलेगी कि भाई आपका ईडीसी आईडीसी माफ़ हो जाएगा और जल्दी ही रोड आप बनाइए। और ऐसा मुझे लगता है कि गवर्नमेंट में आज तक किसी हिस्ट्री में किसी गवर्नमेंट ने ऐसा नहीं किया है कि ईडीसी आईडीसी माफ़ किया जा रहा हो। तो गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से काफ़ी पॉजिटिव मूड लग रहा है। और पिछले तकरीबन 2.5-3 साल से मैजिक ब्रिक नाउ जिस तरीके से चीज़ों को लाइव दिखा रहा है, इस पे कवरिंग कर रहा है, तो मुझे लगता है इनके एफर्ट्स और आम लोग जो हम लोग जुड़े हुए हैं, हमारी एसोसिएशन जुड़ी हुई है, उनकी भागदौड़ से एक मुझे पॉजिटिव मूड गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से नज़र आ रहा है।
And of course, we're committed to continue following that story until that infrastructure is ready for the people who bought homes alongside Dwarka Expressway. But on Tuesday, an uneasy calm prevailed in Chennai, a day after violence erupted in response to the police crackdown to disperse protesters who were protesting for Jallikattu. Kajal sent us a ground report on what happened in Chennai today.
The number of protesters at Marina Beach has dwindled down, but the police is not taking any chances. In fact, here at the Marina Service Road is where the media and everyone else has been stopped. No one is being allowed to go near the protesters, but the police keeping a tight vigil on the entire area. Alongside this entire service road, we see policemen who have been deployed, and there are still about 150 to 100 protesters still at Marina Beach. We can see them still sitting there, and no one really knows what is the reason, because the core demand, which was of amending the PCA Act, has also been fulfilled in the bill that was tabled and made into an act yesterday in the assembly. But even so, the protesters are still there. Now they're saying that the protest is more about other issues concerning Tamil Nadu, be it the Kaveri issue, be it the issue of fishermen vis-a-vis Sri Lanka, and several other issues that are pertinent to the local population here. But the administration not taking any chances after what happened yesterday. They're not allowing the media, they're also not allowing anyone else to go near the protesters, not even any new protesters who want to join. And the people who are coming here also for morning walk, they're also being verified whether or not they are just residents out for a walk or whether they are miscreants trying to join these protests.
Well, that particular case is now being used as an example, with the clamour growing for revoking the ban on Kambala. The Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah on Tuesday pitched for a traditional annual buffalo race, saying that the government will bring in an ordinance, much like Tamil Nadu did, to lift the ban if necessary.
What's the government stand on Kambala?
We are for Kambala.
We will celebrate
it is a
traditional. Traditional.
Pardon?
It's an old traditional game.
It is a traditional game. It has to be continued. We are for it.
Right. Will you bring in an ordinance, sir, in case necessary?
We will examine it. If necessary, we will do it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Well, a PR stunt gone horribly wrong. Actor Shah Rukh Khan, who is campaigning for his upcoming film Raees, boarded a train from Mumbai to Delhi. Shah Rukh Khan's fans thronged the Vadodara railway station to catch a glimpse of him. But soon things got out of control. The police were forced to lathi charge fans, and one person lost his life. But who's going to answer questions for this? Was it mismanagement of the police force, of the railways, or of the PR company that led to this tragedy? Anirudh has details.
It was supposed to be a fun and an exciting journey for Shah Rukh Khan, who was promoting Raees in the most unique way through a train journey from Mumbai to Delhi. But in a very unfortunate incident at Vadodara station, where thousands of SRK's fans had gathered to get a glimpse of him, unfortunately 3 persons were seriously injured and 1 person died. The situation turned into a stampede and police had to ultimately resort to a lathi charge.
Well, also the union budget of 2017 is just around the corner, and the government has several expectations to live up to, given the fact that people are expecting to be rewarded for the hardships that they put up with during the demonetization drive. The biggest expectation could perhaps come from the salaried class, who supported the government during demonetization. They're pinning their hopes now on change. Here's a list of what taxpayers like you and I could expect from the budget this year.
8 नवंबर 2016 की रात्रि को 12 बजे से वर्तमान में जारी 500 रुपए और 1000 रुपए के करेंसी नोट लीगल टेंडर नहीं रहेंगे।
Demonetization. Government's note ban that called India's working class to put up with short-term pain. Pain that most Indians endured with the hope of a better tomorrow. Now that the 50 days of demonetization is behind us, India's salaried class has high expectations that the upcoming budget will turn that pain into tax gain.
I am a salaried person. Okay, so as a salaried person, they should focus on what is our tax bucket, that they should change. For the tax recession, that should be beneficial to the education loan as well as the home loan, the different purpose and all.
While FM Jaitley has hinted at lowering tax burden on individual taxpayers, the most common expectation is realignment of tax slabs post-demonetization. Experts believe the current 2.5 lakh rupee per annum basic exemption limit will be increased.
I think it is obvious for the government to enhance the exemption limit, and my expectation would be it would be around between 3.5 to 4.
The salaried Indian has very few options available as deductions to reduce their tax burden. Experts believe that the limits on these deductions are too low and completely outdated.
If the government wants to encourage investments into the pension scheme, there is no parity today between the pension scheme investment and the investment in PF. They might bring about some parity on that to encourage people to do it.
With the government's self-set deadline of housing for all by 2020 just 3 years away, the real estate industry that has been at the receiving end of government policy lately is hoping that there is enough encouragement for the housing sector in the budget.
Interest deductions for self-occupied property, which is being currently at 2 lakh. I think that should increase substantially, and it should increase to 3.5, somewhere around there.
While citizens hope this union budget will bring in some relief to their pockets, the industry believes the government will try and play it safe, meaning that it would take at least a year for the note ban's pain to translate into tax gain. Amita Balachandra for Magic Bricks Now.
On to our Mega Magic Bricks Now. Impact after a relentless demand that the state and the police name and shame sexual offenders has finally been heard. Women and Child Development Minister Maneka Gandhi has told Magic Bricks Now that a database of sex offenders will soon be made public. Deepa Rana caught up with the minister herself. Listen in.
We've started now with an online national alliance. With a national alliance against pornography. So that should actually go some way. And then after that, we're asking for a national register on all sex offenders.
Ma'am, yeah, that database, when can we expect that database?
It depends on the Home Ministry, but we're pushing very hard for it.
In an exclusive to Magic Bricks now, the Minister of Women and Child Development, Ms. Menka Gandhi, has told us that the ministry is working upon an online database of the charge-sheeted sexual offenders. This database is going to be made open for public through a citizen portal. Everyone will be able to find out about these sexual offenders online. Now, this has been a long-standing demand that we've been pushing the ministry for it as well. And also, the minister has told us that the Women and Child Ministry has sent a draft guidelines to the Ministry of Home Affairs, and soon we can expect a database of the convicted sexual offenders to become a reality.
I feel it's a beginning, and there would be more legs to it, and that it's just going to improvise.
First thing, it'll help to curb the sexual offences. Plus, second thing, might be they'll feel ashamed of those who are doing sexual offences and stop doing so. So it is indeed a good step, and I hope really best with the government.
दिनों दिन रेप बढ़ते ही जा रहे हैं, तो I don't think कि ये सब possible होगा.
It's not the ultimate step, but it's a start of something better for women's safety.
Yeah, I think it's a good move from the government, wherein it will help in ensuring women's safety.
Well, first and foremost, it's a very good move. And secondly, I'm not sure how much will this benefit in the long run, because what I see is it's a website and I don't know how far it could reach out.
The kind of punishment they are getting out of it, it should be made more aware of what they can get punished of.
Again, the punishment can be increased so that there's some fear in people.
CCTV camera is very important when a woman is walking on the road in the night. It should be like, if anything happens, it should be captured.
There should be a lot of cameras invested everywhere.
Every 500 meters there must be police.
What we need to do is first work on our self-defense.
It's rare, viewers, that I get to bring you news that is both heartening and encouraging. And today I'm happy to let you know that after relentless coverage and campaigning on this channel, on this show, where we asked for a public online database of sexual predators, of anyone who's convicted of a sexual crime against adults or children, we've now found out from the Union Minister of Women and Child Development, Menka Gandhi, who's confirmed to us today that the government is working on this very database right now as we speak. This database will be a game changer for anybody who believes that he can commit this crime with impunity.
Very many times in our society, homes, families, schools, institutions will always want to hide this rapist name, face, profile, everything. So when we talk of naming and shaming the rapist, we need to take into consideration all these aspects, because the end result is how are we going to protect the victim, the survivor.
The compliments which we have paid to the government, I must accept that on behalf of the government and everybody who's committed on behalf of the government as far as women's safety is concerned. At the same time, I would also like to congratulate your channel to consistently take up this issue.
One of the panelists pointed out that, law and law enforcement and judiciary, there are some, changes that we can make with fast-track courts, with, the way evidence is treated and so on. But that is one part of the whole solution. First of all, data needs to be gathered. No problem can be solved without gathering data. And we absolutely don't have enough data. The NCRB data barely touches the surface here. The majority of, close to 80% of the rape and molestation cases happen from known people. I think one other panelist mentioned that. They happen inside marriage. They happen on the promise of, they kidnap people on the promise of marriage, and then it happens. So data needs to be gathered from a perpetrator perspective, from a victim perspective, from bystanders and society perspective, and where it happens, how it happens, the extent of violence, before we can devise solutions.
This is a welcome step taken by, Ms. Menka Gandhi, and right now the Ministry of Home Affairs is deliberating on it, because I think it's time now, though it might sound unjust to people that why would you make such a list public, but I feel it's the hour of the need
because as we have witnessed that sometimes the offenders who have been convicted, they do tend to repeat the same offense again, and there's absolutely no history with the employers, there's absolutely no history with the police or even the neighbors. People don't even know that the tenant could have been a habitual offender in the past. So I feel such a documentation is required which should be made public to the people. It's not about shaming the people, it's just about being vigilant. And the police should keep a strict vigilance on people who have been convicted of any kind of a sexual offense in the past, because I feel these people need to be monitored, because we're not asking anybody to hound them. We are simply asking that these people need to be monitored.
There are many levels of problem when the girl is really facing this crisis. She has to be at the hospital, go to the police, get the legal aid, get the compensation. There are so many places that the family has to run around and get the repeated experience of being narrating the story, going through the excruciating experience and again. So one center would mean all services available at one single center, and counseling is available at that center, because in many cases we have seen that even parents start blaming the girl for going, and especially children, they start beating the child, saying, why did you go to play there, why were you going to such and such person. So in a way the society still has to really deal with this whole situation where predators are really keeping an eye and then attacking at the time when the child is most vulnerable. So in that situation we need to have such a center which goes into all this. So one-stop crisis intervention center at every district, if preferably every block level. If we can't do it, we should do it at every district level. So these Sakhi Kendras are not enough. They are very few and far between.
You can watch live TV on our website mpnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/magicbricksnow. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at magicbricksnow. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/magicbricksnow.